Hello, it's Nicky. Welcome back to day 10. So, as I was walking around my local area, as I often do, I become very aware of our local high street. And the Facebook group of our local area is something to be enjoyed also, because there's just a lot of madness on there. But anyway, this cafe that I would say opened at the beginning of the year, or beginning of last year. So I would say they've been open about 9 months to a year, nothing more than that. Today I noticed there was a sign on there that said, "We'll be back really soon. We're just making some exciting changes." And as I peeked through the window, I could see that they had completely reconfigured how this cafe was set up. And as I moved away from it, I was thinking about what that would have taken and how that decision, however much in the short term, can be difficult, or you feel like you lose money or it's not ideal timing, knowing that in the long term, it's probably going to be the best thing. And I've also learnt that this is a good reminder to those of us who are waiting for everything to be perfect before we do the things. And so today I want to talk about those two things and making decisions and really paying attention to things, I guess, when they're not working, or when there's something in this, or when you need to start to move things around. So the first thing that I would say is, if this year for you is about launching something or creating something or building or something like that, I want you to get clear on what that first version of it looks like. So this could be likened to people coming round to your house. You may not be able to, this is like the best version of yourself with the limited time you might have available. So in our house, we've got a lot of wooden floors. Like, I know that if I hoover all of the floors and then I go over with a mop, there is that sense of suddenly things being clear. If I shove all of the washing racks out of the way, I know that that makes a difference. So people coming around don't have to look at pants on a washing rack. I know if my kitchen is clean, it suddenly just makes things better. I know if I've got nice lights on or candles, it can bring that kind of homely feel. But I do know that we've got a bit of a dresser of doom. Where our TV sits, we've got 4 cupboards. And those cupboards, I know when we've got one each, I know that Luna's one is just rammed full of art stuff. And it's one of those cupboards where you have to open the door really, really slowly and be like, is anything going to fall out? Is anything going to fall out? And it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But I think sometimes we have to get to the stage where things are passable. Things are good. Things are better than good. They're absolutely fine. But if you waited every single time until you said to a friend who literally just wants to come round and see you, pop over for a cup of coffee, I need to deep clean and declutter and change up my whole house and redecorate and renovate before you come in, that might be a job that you're not in a position to do so yet. So I guess that's the first learning. If you are looking to launch something or set something live or put a fork in the road, No, put a line in the sand. I'm getting my analogies mixed up. And say, right, I'm doing this. Please set yourself a deadline. Also set yourself a deadline of what that first version looks like, because there's going to be some beauty in that. Once you do that first version, that's when you will get the information that you need. So there might be restaurants, for example, where they might put their first version of their menu. And then after week 1, they're like, nobody's ordered this thing that we thought would really work. Nobody's interested in it. Nobody's asked about this dish. In fact, people have gone, oh no, that wouldn't be for me. So then they can make the tweaks. But until you actually speak to people and have people eating at your restaurant, you don't know that information. So that's the first point here, is that make a decision to go live, to launch the thing, to get feedback, to start talking about people, etc. The second thing is, if you know something is not working and you need to reconfigure or readjust, or you're not getting what you need, the best thing that you can do is to make a decision to sort it out, and sort it out quick. Because if you don't, and you know instinctively, factually, logically, budget-wise, all the accounting is telling you such, the longer it goes on, A, it's not going to give you the results that you want. And B, it's going to be like one of these things that you just can't ignore. It's like keeps popping up to say hello, like, hi, I'm still here, and being really annoying. And so if you can take that bruise, I guess, of like, oh gosh, I really wanted to be up and running by the first week of January, and yet I'm doing X, Y, and Z. If you can reconnect with that vision of where you're going, do it. Last year, I rebranded my whole website. I had these great videos, which were all slow motion and doing all of the things. And yet they weren't converting very well in terms of sales, or I was getting emails from people of like, I really want to book on this thing, but I can't seem to do it. It was so glitchy. It was so annoying. It looked beautiful, but it wasn't doing what I needed it to do. Also, I had about 4 different parts of technology that were all working together to try and make this thing move and happen. And it just was slowing me down. It just felt like there were too many moving parts, and I was really looking for something that would streamline everything, because I know that when I streamline stuff, it's almost that moment that if you're trying to cook dinner and you've only got a limited amount of time, if you had all of your things in 4 different rooms around the house and you have to go and find them, you're slowing yourself down. Or you might go, I'm just going to buy one thing from the supermarket, put it in the microwave and eat it from the thing because I know that I can and it'll be quick. I knew that I needed to get to a stage where everything was consolidated. And I ended up being on, I'm sure you've done it as well. Do you ever get on those webinars or those free workshops and you're like, I don't quite know why I'm here or how I got here, but I am. Hello. I ended up signing up for this new program, and it had been tested for a while, and it was basically a brand new platform that had been built. And I'll leave my affiliate link down below if you want to check it out, or if you want to do a free trial, feel free to do that. But as I said, when I wrote their Google review, I hadn't anticipated changing my whole business system in Q4. Like, I was really busy. It was almost like the last thing I needed to do. I was pulling a lot of early mornings, a lot of late nights, and yeah, it was quite full on. But now coming out of that into 2023, knowing that it's done, it feels so good. And so now looking back on in hindsight, is that sometimes you have to make that call, like that cafe, and I don't know their personal circumstances, where you go, right, let's take the hit and let's do it now and let's get this sorted. And so if you're thinking, for example, that you want to grow your money this year, for example, selling and growing your income is something that you want to do, take some time today, tomorrow, this week, book some time out to sort your systems out. because once you know that your good systems are in place, all of it is going to be easier to create more income, more sales, because you're going to have somewhere to put it. And I think that clearing the space for things is so important in these busy times, because very few of us have days where we wake up and go, I don't know what to do today. Or if I ever hear children say this, I'm bored. I turn into my own mum. Bored? How can you be bored? Like, there's so many things to do. We have to make the time for the things that we know we need to do. And also, I will tell you, with this process of switching everything over, it was painful. The technology actually was the easiest part, but learning and following instructions and watching videos and making decisions about what I kept and what I didn't, and tweaking, and then going, oh my God, that doesn't work, or I thought I'd sussed that and now it's completely crashed, and all of that stuff. It was a really arduous process, but it was short-lived. It had a beginning, end, and to it, and it was done, and it's now done. And I feel like I made decisions in those last few weeks and months of 2022 that are going to set me up for the next 5 years. And so, if you can be brave, also alongside that, this is what I want to say too, is you might have to pivot your business short term. So one of the things that, for example, in that time, was that I was very honest with people that my website was moving over. There were times where I was paying for all of the things whilst I transferred. And I know you get those free trial windows, but you know, sometimes it's just like, I haven't done it in the time of the trial, and you end up paying a bit more. Please, where you can, trust that process. Remember that you are making decisions now that are going to support you going forward. Do it today. Carve out the time, take a deep breath, and create that time for yourself. It will be so, so worth it. I'm sending lots of love, as always. Come over to my website, nickyraby.com. There's loads of info there of how we can work together. And also, I'll leave that affiliate link down below if you want to find out more. All right, sending lots of love.